4 of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few centers I would drop this week. The first guy, Khem Birch of the Toronto Raptors. So Birch, he's been pretty decent so far on the year. Is a guy who's going to give you some numbers: 6.3 points a game, 5.9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, 46% from the field. But now, obviously, with Pascal Siakam back and Khem Birch banged up as well with a knee injury, there's no reason to hold on to him in fantasy leagues. And he's been dropped in 2% of fantasy leagues. And the last few games for him, November 1st at the Knicks, 6 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 50% from the field. November 3rd at Washington, 9 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 50% from the field. November 5th versus the Cavs, 4 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 25% from the field. So right now, Birch, he's not doing much of anything, especially in the scoring category. So right now, there's no reason to hold on to him. And like I mentioned, with Siakam back, and obviously Fred VanVleet and a couple of the younger guys playing well and scoring the basketball, you're just not going to get much out of Birch, in my opinion. And he's definitely a center I would drop this week. The next center is his teammate, Chris Boucher of the Toronto Raptors. So Boucher last season had a great fantasy season and was a monster with 13.6 points a game, 6.7 boards, 1.1 assists, 2 blocks a game, even a 3.5 a game he added, and 51% from the field. But this season, he's a totally different player. And Nick Nurse is just not playing him a lot as well. 5.2 points a game, 3.6 rebounds, 0.8 blocks a game, and an awful 34% from the field here for Boucher. So right here, the last few games for him, he's only playing anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes at most. November 1st at the Knicks, 2 points, 1 rebound, a block, 25% from the field. November 3rd at Washington, 5.6 boards, 40% from the field. November 5th versus the Cleveland Cavs, 1.1 rebound, 0% from the field. And November 7th versus the Brooklyn Nets, 6 points, a rebound, a steal, a block, and 100% from the field. So right now, he's not getting the playing time, and there's no reason to hold on to him. A guy playing only 10 to 15 minutes isn't thought of highly, obviously, by Nick Nurse and this Raptor coaching staff, and there's no reason to have him on your fantasy roster until he starts playing more minutes and putting up more stats. And the third and final center I would drop this week is Kevin Love of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Kevin Love, once again, he's on the protocol list and out here for this team. And Love, it seems like he could never put a string of games together where he plays for 2 or 3 weeks straight or a month straight. It seems like he'll play 2 games and then he's out for 5 games or weeks at a time. So Kevin Love on the season, he was pretty decent, the stat line so far. 9.9 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 2.3 assists, but an awful 35% from the field for now. With him on the protocols list, there's no reason to hold on to him, and there's no reason to stash him on your injured list as well with all these injuries and guys banged up already early in the season. So Kevin Love, the last few games before he went out, October 27th at the Clippers, 10 points, 10 boards, and assists, a steal, and a 3, 22% from the field. October 29th at the Lakers, 4 points, 3 boards, 2 assists, 28% from the field. Then October 30th at the Phoenix Suns, 11 points, 12 boards, 2 assists, 2 threes, and 33% from the field. So right now, he's definitely hurting owners in field goal percentage, and he hasn't played a ball game, like I mentioned, since October 30th. So right now, there's no reason to wait for him, even though he could be back any day now, is Kevin Love. But just he wasn't doing much of anything to help owners. I know the points and rebounds were good, but everything else, he was hurting you. So that's a few centers I would drop here in week 4 of the fantasy basketball season.